Yes.
Okay. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing how search engines function, and I believe it's clear for all of you the three key parameters that or metrics that search engines consider to rank a website. Can anybody tell which are those three metrics that search engines consider to rank a website on the top? Anybody? Online joinees, offline joinees, everybody have to speak. Crawl frequency, CTR, and all online joinees. Is that correct? Can you please speak up? Which are those three key factors or parameters that search engines
The crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement.
Engagement.
Great. So, can anybody explain what is crawl frequency?
The crawl frequency is about how many times a bot is crawling the.
Yeah. Can anybody
Yes,
define?
how many times a person is clicking the website to show what exactly the website is all about, like according to our requirement.
So, how many times person is clicking measure will be just the traffic or clicks. It's called as 100 people have visited website and it's called as clicks or visits to website, not CTR. What is CTR? Anybody? What is CTR?
It's click to rate the number of times the person clicking our website divided by 100.
Divided by 100. No, it's not divided by 100. It's by number of people seen your website result on search engine or any platform. Is the measure of, remember these terms, it's measure of the ratio of number of people visiting your website against the number of people seen your website on search results, seen your ad on the search results, right? That is nothing but impressions. It's the measure of the ratio of number of people visiting your website against the total number of impressions received by your web page on the results. Correct? Is that clear? And what is user engagement?
The time spent in the website, visiting the website, how
Okay.
much time.
So basically, the user engagement is any action or interaction performed by the user on the website. The measure of the actions or interactions performed by the user on the web page, the productive actions or interactions, the productive actions or interactions performed by the user on the web page is user engagement. So when it is higher, okay, so it's a better user engagement, right? Now tell me, how is scroll frequency helping? What is scroll frequency actually doing here?
Crawl frequency is actually helps in ranking factor.
Crawl frequency is simply making your website show up on the Google search results anywhere on any page, right? So if the crawl frequency is very good, if it is very high, if it is very good, it makes the website to show up on the first page bottom or closer to the first page. That's the only thing done by crawl frequency. And CTR is what is making your website to move to the top. CTR's work is only to push your website to the top, but CTR doesn't assure your website staying over there in the top. CTR just makes your website move from 10th position to first position or second position, but CTR doesn't assure you of staying over there. The one that assures you staying over there in that position is user engagement. If your website has good user engagement, your website would stay over there in the top position. You understood the contribution of each of these metrics? Crawl frequency makes your website to show up on the Google. CTR moves your website to the top, and user engagement is what is going to retain your website rankings on search results page. Is that clear, everybody? Right. So in today's class, we are going to understand how do we improve each of these things. So we understand the importance of each of these things, each of these metrics, such as scroll frequency, CTR, and engagement. Correct. Now we are going to learn how do we improve scroll frequency in today's class. Okay. So scroll frequency is nothing but bot visiting your website. Correct. Now how do you make bot visit your website more number of times? Any idea? Anybody has an idea? How do we make bot visit our website more number of times? Are you allowed to make a friendship with bot and ask bot to come to your website quite often? Can you send an email to Google saying that Google crawl my website quite often, otherwise I will not use you? Will you be able to do that? Are you going to send a postcard to Google? Google, please come and crawl my website every day. So what should you be doing in order to make your website crawled by bot quite often?
Making website attractive and interesting and knowledgeable.
Going to help.
So when we create a new page, the code will the bot will visit again.
The bot is
Bot visit again.
okay. I'll explain you all technically what's happening. Okay. So see, to understand this, let's take a simple example, small example. Okay. So let's assume we all are residing in this area, HS layout, for the past 10 years or 20 years. Okay. And we are always consuming Coke. So if we have to go with the soft drinks, we are always consuming Coke soft drink for the past 10 years. Okay. And now all the supermarkets or Kirana stores here are selling only Coke. Correct? Are selling only Coke. So now suddenly what happens is, so there will be an advertisement about Pepsi or Thumbs Up. Maybe we'll take one of them, let's say Pepsi. And it could be because of health benefits. I don't think any of these cold drinks will have any health benefits. Okay, but let's assume one of them is not good. So let's assume Coke is not good for health. Okay, let's assume it that way. Are you all following me, everybody, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's assume that Coke is not healthier. Okay, so now that will be published on TV everywhere. Correct? Newspaper, TVs everywhere. So people will start asking for Pepsi now. They go to the supermarkets, they go to the Kirana stores, and they'll start asking for Pepsi. Right? But then the problem is, for the past 10 years, everybody are using only Coke and no other soft drink, no other cold drink. And this store person or this supermarket owner is not selling any other cold drink except Coke. Okay. So now morning 10,000 people went and asked him for Pepsi. He said no, there is no Pepsi. He took it lightly. He said there is no Pepsi. By afternoon, another 20-30,000 people went and asked him for Pepsi. He told there is no Pepsi with us, there is only Coke. Now what happens in this scenario? So these people will start visiting other supermarkets nearby, correct? They went there to purchase Pepsi now. They might buy the Pepsi from the other supermarkets and they might continue to purchase regularly from those supermarkets only, correct? Now what is happening here? The supermarket one, which is there very close to your home for the past 10 years, is losing business from you, correct? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now same way, if Google is not providing what is being asked for, people will stop using Google. Google also would go in that kind of fate, right? So Google has the responsibility. Now what does the, so now if you take this offline example, what should the supermarket owner do to to face this situation? What should the supermarket owner who is staying very close to your home should be doing? The first thing he has to do is go to the distributor or manufacturer and procure that, correct, Pepsi cool drink, correct. He will brings that and he will maintains the stock, and evening another 20,000 people will come asking for Pepsi, and now he is able to serve them, correct. See, now this person has the responsibility of maintaining that product in stock. He has to make it available when people are asking for it, correct, everybody.
So,
Yeah. So same way Google has that responsibility of, see now Google's responsibility. See now this person was lazy. This person did not realize, or this person don't wanted to have that Pepsi with him, correct? But the moment when people started asking, walking to his store and asking for it, he started maintaining that in stock, correct? So exactly when something is being queried several number of times on Google, like buy shoes online, or buy Pepsi, whatsoever it is, when it is being searched by too many number of people, Google goes in search of that information, and whichever website has that information, it takes a copy, it crawls, it starts crawling that web page, right? So now, just because you have speaking about Pepsi, buy Pepsi online, just because you have a Pepsi page on your website, and now millions of people are searching for buy Pepsi, and now since your website has that keyword or term or information on the product, bots will be able to visit your website. Bots will be able to visit your website. Now, if there is no Pepsi on your website, if you're not selling Pepsi on your website, bots would not visit, correct? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now the moment when somebody, when you incorporate something that's been queried more number of times on Google, automatically bots would consider crawling your web page or website, correct? Okay. See, I'll give you the simple and easiest methods. Number one, the first thing is you can actually communicate or tell to bot that you exist on the internet. That you exist on internet. How do you tell that? How do you tell that you exist on the internet? You, in the sense, your website. How can you tell to Google bot that you are there on the internet, that Google can come and crawl or visit the website? So there is a tool or a software built by Google, right? And this tool is used to communicate, to and fro communication happens using this tool. So if you want to communicate something to Google bot, you can communicate to Google bots. And same way, if Google bot has experienced some issues with your website, it can in return communicate to you as well, to the website owner as well. Are you all getting it, everybody? And the tool name is called as Google Search Console. Google Search Console. Please make note of it. It is called as Google Search Console. Okay. See, basically, Google will have all the information. See, Google, whatever experiencing, see, if it's something like this. So, for example, whatever you are hearing now, there is a good possibility of you remembering all of it, correct? Or whatever you are observing in the street while walking, there is a good possibility of you remembering all that information is with you, correct? Let's assume you all had been to some destination, a beautiful destination, let's say Himachal Pradesh, or some place. Okay. Now you know how that environment is, correct? Which language people over there speak, correct? Are you all following me? Which language they speak,
Yes.
how is the environment, how is the climate, and what kind of foods are the best food, which are the best places to visit in that town, correct? You'll have all that information. Now, if I have to get the same information from you, I need access to you, correct? I have to interact with you, I have to speak to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
You already have so much information. Just by speaking to you, I can understand a lot from you, correct? Same way, Google, when Google bot is crawling your website, Google bot has all of that information pertaining to your website. Just that you have to sign up, you have to register, create an account on Google Search Console, and you will be able to access lots of information. Lots of information you will be able to access, lots of information that Google bot is experiencing with your website. Plus, if you want to communicate something to Google bot, you can communicate it to it. Same way, Google bot also can communicate to you. Communicate in the sense, it's basically, it already has it, you are accessing it, and you are acquiring so much knowledge about its experience. It's something like, I will make a friendship with you and I'll understand everything about the destination, correct? So I'll just quickly show it to you. Later we will be discussing how do we see. Now look at this website, or let me take a different website.
Sir, I can't see your screen.
You can't see the screen.
Yes. No.
Oh, I think I haven't shared it yet. Let me share. Do you all see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. Google Search Console. You just have to sign up an account here using your email ID, like how you sign up on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Correct? Is that clear? So now when you sign up over there, you will get to see a lot of data. Look at this. So bot, see, look at this. This is one crucial information. This is not just providing information about its experiences, but also it's giving information about where is your website ranking for various kinds of keywords. Now look at this. For this, your website is ranking in the second position. See, see, you have no clue for which all keywords your website must be ranking on Google. Correct? And now you are able to understand using this application or a software or a tool called Google Search Console. This is one thing. This will a lot of things. Now if you have created any new URL and if you want to submit it to Google, if you want to ask Google to come and crawl it, you can submit it here. Okay, so this application or tool, we will have a separate class or a discussion where we will be discussing all of these features or options in depth. Okay. Okay, so now one thing that we understood is crawl frequency can happen just by you signing up an account with Google Search Console. When you sign up an account, you are informing that you own a website or there is a website. So now when you sign up, Google will start crawling naturally your website once in a while. Okay. Okay. See, bots visit your website naturally while they crawl or explore the content on the internet servers. It's something like this. While walking on the street, you might see a restaurant naturally, correct? Second possibility is this restaurant guy must have put a colorful lightings and made one person stand over there and he must be screaming in a mic, please visit our restaurant, please visit our restaurant, correct? This is second scenario. First scenario is naturally you might notice it. Same way when bot is navigating or exploring on the internet, it can it can see your website, correct? And that's how it can crawl. We can, second point, we can communicate to bot to crawl the website or web page through a tool called Google Search Console, right? And another method is by building backlinks, you can improve the crawl frequency. What is this backlinks? I'll show it to you. Look at this. So this website is developed by Conrad Digital. Okay. And now here we have dropped our link. Not only here, you can drop your website link anywhere on this page if you have access to this website. Or if this website is owned by your friend, you can ask them, can you please add a link of my website on your website? See, now look at this left bottom. Do you all see that? It's pointing to kandradigital.com. So when bot is visiting this web page, it starts crawling, it starts reading all the information, and some of its energy branches out to this 9 o'clock. So now while reading this web page, bot found a link to kandradigital.com and bot visits kandradigital.com website. Again, in the afternoon, around 1 p.m., bot has visited this website, vlsifirst.com, and via digital.com. Again, it visits kandradigital.com. Did you all get that? So now if you are dropping your website links on various other websites across the internet, there are good chances of bots visiting your website frequently. If bots are visiting your website frequently, they'll be reading lots of information on your website or pertaining to your website, and they will start showing your website on Google, correct? It's something like this. For example, let's say you have opened your textbook, one of the subject, let's take it as biology. You have read one paper, the first chapter and the first page of the first chapter, you will have only less information. If you are opening the book again after 1 hour and if you are reading 5 more pages, you have more information now, correct? And now again afternoon around 1 p.m. you have opened the book and you picked up the chapter 3 and you completed the chapter 3. Now you are capable of answering any question pertaining to the chapter 3 as well, correct? Everybody? Again, evening you skipped so many other chapters and you started reading chapter 9. So when you read chapter 9, you will be able to answer questions pertaining to chapter 9. Correct? Everybody? Are you all following me?
Yes, sir.
Same way, when bot is visiting your website, it reads a lot of information pertaining to your website, and whatever it comes, see, bot is not going to show it to you. Yeah, you see that I'm selecting the link. You can drop this link on some website. Okay, so we call this as backlink. So now Kandra Digital has backlink from Learn and Thrive. Kandra Digital has a backlink from VLS, but this is not the only way. It can be an article. So it's something, it could be something like this. I'll show it to you. So this topic can be top 10 digital marketing agencies in Bangalore. And now when people are reading it, here there could be Kandra Digital mentioned and it can be linked to, and let's say this is Kandra Digital, it can be linked to Kandra Digital website. See, main goal is you have to get links from various other websites to your website. How you do it is left to you. We are going to discuss all of these things in depth. How do we do that? What kind of links we should be building, right? There is something called as, this backlinks can be again categorized as do follow and no follow. Do follow and no follow. Ignore it for now. We will discuss about it in depth on the go. What is do follow and what is no follow, right? But for now, what you have to understand is, you understood that by building backlinks, we call this as backlinks. You dropping link of your website on other website, pointing to your website is a backlink. Okay, is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Covering the search terms through the respective and relevant topics on your website. More information. So when you start speaking, so for example, now let's assume some celebrity will have a breakup. Okay, and people will start googling. See, people are so free, they'll start googling these kinds of things as well. Now, when so many people are googling, Google understands it's important to maintain, have that up-to-date information, correct? We took example of Coke and Pepsi, right? So now when you are speaking so many topics on your website every day on a daily basis, and if that content is matching or found on your website, bot is visiting your website more number of pages. Okay, that's the reason you have to be speaking every day one or the other topic on your website, which is in demand, which is being searched most on the Google, right? And you, on top of it, you picking up the topic which is not much available on internet. People are searching for it, but that's not available anywhere on the internet. You are the only person providing that information. Then bot keeps visiting only your website quite often. If you are picking up a topic or information, right? See, let's say nobody is writing how to make a dead person alive. Nobody is writing about it. If you are writing it, and fortunately, a lot of people are searching about it, your article or topic will get crawled quite often. Your website will be crawled quite often. So you're just picking up the topic which is being searched most number of times, but plus parallelly, not too many people are making presence or speaking about it on the internet. You are the only person selling it in this area, you will get lots of business, right? Same way. Okay. So branding. So if I am doing TV ads, see, to understand this, Google's main responsibility is, we understood Google's main goals are, one is to serve relevant content, second is to serve up to date content, and third is to fulfill the final goal or objective of the end user, correct? These are the three goals or objectives that Google is working towards. So when too many people start searching Contra Digital, this is a branding. This is a brand term. Contra Digital is brand. When too many people start searching Contra Digital, right? So what happens? So Google understands that too many people are looking for it, and I have to make sure that I am up to date about that website or business or brand, and it starts visiting your website more number of times. So for example, if you're doing radio ads, TV ads, what will people start doing? People will start Googling, right? They'll go to Google and they'll start searching what is this, correct? And if so many people are searching for it, automatically the crawl frequency of your website will increase. Why is it increasing? Because Google has the responsibility of keeping up to date with the websites which have been most queried. Too many people are asking for it, and Google has to make sure that it is thorough, it is up to date, pertaining to your business. It's not just your website. Any website that's speaking about Contra Digital now will get crawled easily. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And there is something called as crawl rate. By improving the crawl rate, you can improve the crawl frequency, right? So yesterday we were discussing about the crawl rates. Anybody here knows what is crawl rate? We took an example, idli example, correct? Idli or chapati, something like that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Huh? Yeah. How many times you eat per day is eating frequency. And during your every time you eat, how many chapatis you eat or how many idlis you eat is eating rate. Eating frequency is 4 times or 3 times or 2 times a day, and eating rate is during every time you sit at the dining table, you will be eating 3 chapatis, 4 chapatis, 5 chapatis, correct? So way here, during its every visit, bot will crawl specific number of web pages, and that is crawl rate. During its every visit, bot would crawl 10 pages, 20 pages, 30 pages. So now when you improve this crawl rate, improving crawl rate is bot is always crawling only 10 pages whenever it is visiting your website. Now you are making it to crawl additional 10 more pages. Now total of 20 pages are getting crawled. Correct? Now, what is the crawl frequency of second 10 pages, second set of 10 pages? Earlier, second set of 10 pages were never getting crawled. Only first set of 10 pages were getting crawled, correct? Now the crawl frequency of second 10 web pages, second set of 10 pages is 1, which was never getting crawled, right? And now it has improved to 1. Any confusions here, or are you all understanding it? Instead of idlis, let's take different example. Okay, so let's say there are 20 different varieties on dining table. Whenever you come to dining table, hardly you are tasting 3 varieties of food or 3 4 varieties of food, correct? Now the moment you improve your appetite, your hunger, there is a good possibility of you tasting 6 7 varieties, correct? Now always you used to eat only the first 3 varieties, whichever are nearby on dining table. The first 3 varieties. The moment your appetite has improved, the eating frequency of this additional 3 4 sweets or 3 4 items is 1, right? You never used to taste them and you started tasting them now, correct? And that is nothing but eating frequency for those sweets or snacks or food whatsoever it is 0 always, because you were eating only 3 items. The eating frequency of all of that sweets of whatsoever the first 3 items is 1 always. Now just because you have improved your appetite, you are eating few more items, correct? That is the frequency of you eating those items has improved by 1. If your appetite is so big and every time you're eating all 20 items kept on the dining table, the eating frequency of all of these items is 20. So whenever you improve the crawl rate, the crawl frequency of many web pages is improving, because which never used to get crawled by bot and now they are getting crawled. By this method, how do we improve the crawl rates? We will discuss that in the technical SEO. Okay. Or I will explain you how do we improve the crawl rates. Okay. Yeah. So building an internal linking mesh including every single page you expect to rank on Google, right? So building an internal link, I'll show you an example. See, bot, to understand this, we will take one example. We are good to proceed, right? You're all understanding it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now a bot that is visiting. So now if you are visiting your friend's house, you will visit their house forever? No, right? You would probably visit for an hour, 2 hours, for a day, correct? Whatsoever it is, 1 day or 2 day or 1 week, but you are initially deciding it how long you're going to stay over there. Or let me put this example: if you're coming to a class here, you are deciding, okay, I'm going to stay there for 2 hours or 3 years, not beyond that, correct? That is nothing but bandwidth. So now the mobile operators also give you a bandwidth data of only 1 GB a day, not beyond that, correct? Only data or bandwidth of 2 GB or 4 GB or as per the plans you subscribe, correct? That's the bandwidth given for the day or for the month. Same way, bot which is visiting your website will have bandwidth either in terms of data that I am going to read. So now if you are opening a book, textbook, you will have the bandwidth. You will decide, okay, I am going to read for the next 2 hours. The bandwidth here is in the terms of time. Correct, everybody? The
Yes, sir.
bandwidth is in terms of time. I'm going to read the book for the next 2 hours, correct? The bandwidth can also be in terms of data when bot is visiting your website, or in terms of time. So when bot is making visit to your website, it decides how many minutes should I be spending on this website. Let's say bot thinks, okay, let me spend only 10 minutes on this website. That's the bandwidth bot has, either in terms of time or in terms of data. So for example, data is, I'll crawl only 100 MB of data if I'm visiting their websites. So bot comes with that bandwidth. So when you are, see bot, now let's assume this page size is 1 MB. WhatsApp now. Data left with you is only 10 MB and each photo is 1 MB. How many photos can you share to your friend on WhatsApp? Did you all understand my question?
Yes, sir.
You have 10 MB data on your phone and now you are supposed to share some photos to your friend on WhatsApp, and the size of each of this photo is 1 MB. So how many photos can you share to your friends?
10.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now let's assume the size of this photos is brought down to half MB. Now how many photos can you share on WhatsApp with the same data?
20.
20, right? Exactly. That's how your web pages also work. See, these web pages are built in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which comprises images, correct? Contains images, videos, lot of things, correct? So this page will have a size. So if you want to understand the size of this page, you can use this tool and understand. Tools.pingdom.com. There are a couple of other tools. We're going to discuss all of them in depth, in detail. For now, you just make note of this tools.pingdom.com. You will get to understand the size of this page. See, it's 1.3 MB and load time is 7.21 seconds. Load time is 7.21 seconds and page size is 1.3 MB. So let's assume this is 1 MB and this is 5 seconds. So now if bot is coming with a bandwidth of 100 MB, how many pages can bot crawl on your website? Did you all listen to my question? Did you all understand the question?
No, sir. One second, sir.
The size of each of this page is, let's assume the size of this page is 1 MB, right? And bot is visiting your website with a bandwidth of 100 MB. So now, with this bandwidth, how many pages can a bot crawl on your website when each page is of 1 MB?
100.
Everybody? Did you all understand the question, everybody? So 100 is correct. Okay. Right? So now see, bot has a bandwidth or energy to crawl 100 pages. But bot cannot really crawl 100 pages if you are not making it accessible for bots, other pages. So that's why we had built a link. So now look at this links. These links are built to other pages. So when bot is visiting this web page, we are creating a convenience for path for bots to reach the other 99 pages also. Did you all understand that? So bot is visiting this web page, and from that page it visits this web page. This is the second web page, and from second web page again it might find links to other web pages. See, this way it continues to crawl until it gets exhausted, until the 100 MB data gets over. Correct? You can keep sending the photos to your friend on WhatsApp until the data gets over. Correct? There is no limit. Just you have to make sure that there are photos in your gallery. Correct? If there are no photos, you won't be able to send despite you having the data. Same way, if there is no internal linking, we call this as internal linking, where we are helping bots to navigate from one page to the another page within the website. Helping bots to navigate from one page to another page within the website. Is that clear, everybody? What is internal linking now? Internal linking is nothing but links to other pages within the website which are built to help the bots to navigate from one page to the another page. In order to help bot navigate from one page to the another page within the website, right? You're dropping links, you're building a path. So by doing this internal linking, your crawl rate improves, and if your crawl rate improves, the crawl frequency for many web pages also will increase, right? So this point also, by improving the website performance or technical aspects, you can improve the crawl rates. So now this example, now if each page is loading in 5 seconds and bot is coming up with the bandwidth of 10 minutes, bot is coming up with the bandwidth of, let's say not 10 minutes, bot is coming with a bandwidth of 1 minute. How many pages can bot crawl if each page is loading in 5 seconds? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Each page is loading in 5 seconds. In 1 minute, how many pages can bot crawl? Somewhere around. See, if each page is taking 5 seconds, see, if each page is taking 6 seconds, it can crawl 12 5s are 60, right? So it can crawl 12 pages, correct? There are 60 seconds in 1 minute, correct?
Yes.
So if each page is loading in 5 seconds, if bot is spending 5 seconds on each page, we're utilizing 60 seconds of time, it can crawl 12 web pages, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now you have improved the performance of this page where you made this page to load in only 1 second. Now how many pages can bot crawl if this each page is loading in 1 second? Anjum and Mohit, are you following it?
Yes, sir.
Understanding it? Difficulty in understanding this? So let's take it this way. To eat one idli, you are taking 5 seconds. And in 1 minute, how many idlis can you eat? If you are taking 5 seconds to eat one idli, in 1 minute, that is in 60 seconds, how many idlis can you eat? Sorry?
12, sir.
12. So it's simple, right? 60 divided by 60 seconds. 1 minute has 60 seconds. 60 seconds divided by 5 seconds is 12. Correct? Now, if you are capable of eating one idli in 1 second, how many idlis can you eat in 1 minute? Everybody? Mohit?
Mohit is not there.
Not there, he left.
Yes, sir. He is disconnected.
Okay, I think internet issue for him. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So now tell me, everybody. So you can eat one idli in 1 second. So in 1 minute, how many idlis can you eat? Is that so difficult to answer? How many seconds are there in 1 minute?
60.
And if you are eating one idli in 1 second, how many idlis can you eat?
60, sir.
Then why everybody are keeping quiet? So just by improving the speed, now in the same 1 minute duration, you are capable of eating 48 more idlis, correct? Earlier, you were taking 5 seconds to eat one idli, and maximum number of idlis you could eat in 1 minute is only 12, correct? Now, the
Yes,
moment
sir.
when you improved your speed, that is from 5 seconds to 1 second, you can consume around 60 idlis in 1 minute, correct? Same way, see now each of this web page is taking 5 seconds to load, right? In this scenario, in 1 minute, bot can crawl only 12 web pages. Correct? So the crawl
Yes, sir.
rate is only 12. When the website developer improves the performance of this website and makes it to load in only 1 second, in the same 1 minute, bot can crawl 60 web pages. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this way, by improving the performance of your website, you can improve the crawl rate of your website. An improved crawl rate indicates the remaining 48 pages for which there was no crawl frequency at all. Bot never used to visit the next 48 pages. It was always crawling the first 12 pages, correct? Now, just because crawl rate has improved, the crawl frequency of 48 pages also has improved. Bots are visiting those next 48 pages for the first time, correct? You understand how improving the performance can improve the crawl rate, and improved crawl rate can improve the crawl frequency of so many web pages, right? So this way, by doing n number of things, we are going to understand or learn everything in depth. How do we bring down that performance from 5 seconds, improve performance from 5 seconds to 1 second? How do we reduce the size of the web page, which is 1 MB to 500 KB or half MB? 500 KB is half MB or 0.25 MB. You can reduce the size of your pages. Is that clear? How to improve the crawl stats of your website, the crawl frequency and crawl rate of your website? So if you could improve the crawl frequency of your web pages, it's something like this. So if you are reading the textbook, you will be capable of answering any question pertaining to the chapter, correct? Or if you're reading chapter 1, you will be capable of answering only pertaining to the questions of chapter 1. If you're reading chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, you will be capable of answering to any questions pertaining to all three chapters, correct? If you're reading these three chapters again and again, again and again, again and again, you can answer to any question, you can face any questions pertaining to this chapter, correct? Exactly, that's how it works for search engines as well. If search engines are reading more about your website, they'll be able to answer for more. That it's clear, right, for everyone how to improve the scroll frequency and crawl rates.
Yes, sir.
Crawl rate improvement is simple by building internal links and by improving the performance of your website. By bringing down the load times from 7 seconds to 1 second. By bringing down the size of your web page from 2 MB to half MB. Correct?
Yes.
Anybody has questions? So is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have already provided access to all of you. Okay. You all can go through it. Okay. So you can recall or revise. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can we wind it up for today? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
tell me the black line
Huh?
definition?
Shall I tell you the
Black line definition.
backlinks? Okay. See, backlinks are the hyperlinks or links to your website, pointing to your website, or I can call it as hyperlinks. Hyperlinks drop down other websites pointing to your websites. That's all. Backlinks are hyperlinks drop down other websites pointing to your websites. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
linking back to your website. Right? Okay. Yeah. So backlinks definition is put thoroughly in case if still you have doubts. We're going to discuss about it in depth. We're going to discuss each of these things in depth. Do not worry about anything. So in the next few classes, you will be very thorough with a lot of concepts. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anjum, is everything clear for you?
So,
Okay. So let's wind it up for today then, yeah? Yeah. Thank you everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir.